Welcome to the Crystal and Claiborne podcast. My name is Crystal Johnson, and Claiborne Johnson is my dad. Years ago, my dad used to be a radio DJ, but had to give all of that up when he started a family. Now that family is all grown up, I've convinced him to start a podcast with me. My initial goal was to just get him back into the radio business. But as we record more episodes, I realize that I am capturing moments between myself and my dad that will forever live in time. With that being said, we're going to be talking about multiple topics from two different generations. So without further ado, today's episode is about television and movies. Also, please forgive us because my mother makes a special appearance. I tried to fix the audio, but I wasn't able to. So you hear the screen door cracking as she is leaving and entering back into the home after one of her lovely power walks. You're now listening to
a new podcast featuring Crystal and Claiborne.
We're recording.
Yeah, reality TV. I know a lot of you look at reality TV, and we were just comparing the new reality TVs to the old reality sitcoms. And we had talked about the Sister Wife version.
Yeah, we were talking about Seeking Sister Wife, which is a show about families in plural, or I don't know what you call it, relationships where there are multiple wives. They're looking for other wives in their relationships.
I've only seen a couple episodes of it, but I know they have a couples on there where they are already married, but then they seek another wife to come in. That's pretty interesting, but it seems to be the norm for them, but it's the abnorm for, everyone else.
Yeah, there is a black couple on there, and they're like this vegan, health, spiritual couple, who in the first season, I think they were looking, but they ended up falling through. And then in this season that I recently watched, they finally found their match. So now they are adjusting to the second wife.
Wow, that's pretty interesting. I saw a little of it when he went to the second wife's mother to get her blessing. That was pretty interesting. Some of the the questions she had for him, as opposed to when she said she first saw the show, she was kind of against her daughter getting involved in that, but then she seemed to have come around. I didn't see the episode where they actually are going to get together. It seemed like it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, in the last episode, he proposed, and I'm not really sure why he proposed with a ankle bracelet and not a ring. So I have certain questions about how that works, but in the next episode they're preparing for their wedding.
Wow, that's pretty wild. But like I said, these reality shows are something. And I got one here that's kind of crazy. I know you look at Bring It On, the dance show.
Oh yeah, Bring It.
Bring It, rather.
Yeah.
Where these girls are dancers. I think I want to say back in the day, but it used to be just cheerleaders. Because I think you all win some kind of cheerleading contest at your younger days, but now it's the dance contest. And as I was watching that, I see how they talk to each other and they go to these competitions. Well, I guess this past week there was a actual dance contest that took place, somewhere in Richmond, and because the parents didn't like the scores that they got into a argument or a scrum, and the ladies there pulled out a gun, and so everybody had to run out of the place where they were having this dance contest. And I was trying to look at it. I said, well, I remember seeing it on TV as a reality, but it kind of went too far.
Yeah, I'm not sure why they would do that. I don't think it's that serious to bring a gun to a school competition. But yeah, that's intense. I'm not sure, unless the whoever won like $1 million or something. I don't think.
Yeah, I don't think it was that, but it was kind of interesting. I just happened to catch that news story there, and they even had a security camera had caught a picture of the lady on the floor walking around with the gun. So I'm saying, okay, maybe you shouldn't even look at these reality shows if you're kind of be pulled into the reality. But that's just my take on it.
Yeah, that should bring it. I haven't watched it in a while, but I did see on YouTube that the coach was not getting along with some of the moms, and they were doing videos back and forth about, I guess, being cheated out of money or something on the show. So it seems like being on a reality show is very intense, and I guess like it's more than just being on the show. Like you really have to figure out like how to make money afterwards, because they were doing shows and other stuff to make income.
Well, that's true, because I think I've seen some of them on. There was another plastic surgeon show. I think Plastic Surgery in Atlanta, which showed a lot of them had came through on there. It's my understanding that on these reality shows, you don't get to see the actual take until I guess it comes out.
Yeah.
And so if you're acting crazy and there's no double take or a take two where you can go back and correct it, and then you don't get to see it until it comes out, it kind of makes you look crazy out there, and which a lot of them do.
Yeah, a lot of people say it's the editing, which I guess I can understand, but at the same time, if you said something, then you said it. Doesn't matter like how they cut it up. If you said you didn't like somebody, then it'll be on there.
Yeah, particularly when they have these, I guess, takes in between the sets, when they shoot a scene, and then they actually talk to the person that was in the scene, and they try to explain what they said or what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
It seems to me like wouldn't the people that you're talking about eventually see this?
Right.
And when the next season come around, if you're able to be on the show, wouldn't you address it, or at the reunion? It's pretty wild.
Yeah, a lot of some of the reunions that I see, people will say, oh, that happened, 2 months ago. Why are we still talking about it? And it's just like, well, you're at the reunion. That's the point. You're supposed to talk about what happened throughout the season. So.
And then as we venture on down this reality lane, that Love and Hip Hop, they got several versions of that with these stars or stars to be, and they can get pretty intense. And again, I don't know what kind of music they're putting out, but every time I've seen them, we're either at the club or we're out eating. I'm not really sure. They don't really show whether they are honing their craft in the music industry, but I guess for that type of business, there's always ways of trying to make money, and people trying to come and knock you off.
Yeah, I started watching Love and Hip Hop a while ago. I couldn't keep up with all the franchises, because I felt like sometimes they were coming on at once or like back to back, so I didn't know if it was like the same season over for a long period of time or what. I think the last time I watched it was when Cardi B was on there.
Okay.
But now she's, this big superstar. So
Yeah, I guess they'll have to pay her to be on now because that's how we are once you get up uh, and make a little star power. Um, I know you go to a lot of movies. I don't go to that many. But why don't you speak on, I guess, the show Us? It seems to be a big time show. I've seen just the clips of it. Um, I seem to get lost when you have to keep up with stuff like that.
you mean the movie
Uh,
Us or the show This Is Us?
well, the show This Is Us.
This Is Us should be renamed This Is Stress. I mean, I really don't even know how to describe it because it's so much, but it's basically a show that follows a family going through family issues and drama and life, but it's told through different time frames. So they kind of switch back and forth between, an older person and that person's younger self and how that kind of connects. So it's a really great show. It's really well written, and it brings out a lot of emotions, but it's just really good. It's really, really good, and I absolutely love the show as a whole. So I definitely recommend other people watch it as well. So yeah.
Now, the latest movie you saw, like I said, I don't get a chance to see many. I think the last one I saw was Creed 2, which was very good, very good. But I know you seem to go keep up with them. What's the latest one that you went to?
I just saw Us.
Okay, okay.
Um,
Was that anything like the television version? This?
No, this is completely different.
Oh, okay.
This is a thriller film by Jordan Peele, who also made Get Out.
Oh, yeah, and I saw that.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
So he came back with his sophomore film. And it was good. I definitely want to go back and see it just because I know there's stuff that I missed. And there are a lot of people talking in the theater that I was in. So I want to go back and really pick up on stuff that I missed. But overall, I thought it was good.
Great, great, great. Yeah, like I said, I haven't been. When I saw was Creed, which was good. It was, I guess, Apollo's son had came out was a boxer and was maybe not trying to revenge his father's loss in the beginning, but then he realized he was fighting for himself, and it was real good. It was kind of intense at the end. But it kept you wondering what exactly was going on. But I enjoyed it.
Would you watch it again?
Yeah, I would because, like I said, in the beginning, I knew it was his son, and I knew what the storyline was, and then when it got to the end, I realized that the boxer that he lost to, or the Russian, was really trying to get back at his way he was treated by his parent or his mother.
Yeah.
And so that's what I want to go back and really, I guess, hone my mindset on to see exactly what's going on. Sometimes you have to see movies several times to get the gist of how it was made.
Yeah. I read that Ryan Coogler, the director, was talking about doing something, dealing with Rocky when he was working on his first film. So that had been in the works for a while.
Okay.
And then the second film he wasn't able to direct, but he got one of his friends to direct it. So I thought they were both good, but it kind of goes to reboots and like taking something old and updating it or making it modern.
Right, right, right. That's I guess that's kind of how television or movies are. Like I said, like these reality shows and these sitcoms, because the sitcoms were, I guess, recorded, and then if you had mistakes, they were able to correct them. Then, whereas I guess reality shows, you just keep doing, keep rolling, and you just edit out what you want, and what you don't want, but whatever keeps the people looking, um, which is, like I said, pretty wild.
Yeah, I think Making the Band is a good example of the camera keeps rolling, because I think the it wasn't the first season, but the second season when Diddy um, took over, and they had all the rap group,
Oh yeah, I remember.
and they were fighting, like really fighting. And then I guess production told Diddy, like, you might want to come check this out because they're like gonna kill each other. He like came in to check on everybody, and then he asked the camera guy, like, who won, like, were you recording, like, keep the cameras rolling when stuff like that happens. So yeah, that's an example of when the cameras are constantly rolling.
Okay, and it seems like they're kind of, I don't want to say reboot, but going back. I don't know if you follow the tattoo shows, the Black Ink Cruise.
Yeah, I follow the I guess the New York one. I don't follow the Chicago one that much.
Yeah, they seem to be in that type mode where sometimes they maybe get out of control. I'm just always fascinated at these reality shows, how they make their money, how they make their living. If you're always fighting or drinking or partying or eating, when do you have time to tattoo? My understanding is tattoos take, I guess, hours sometime to do. Um, but I guess that's the part that they maybe edit out and make sure that they keep you captivated with these reality shows.
Yeah, I don't know how they do it either. I guess people just come in to see a fight. They don't care about the tattoo, so they make money off of that. But they definitely have a lot of parties. Every time I watch it, they're having a party at the shop, or they're on location having a party or a fight.
Yeah. Well, that's my take on it because in, I guess, the Chicago one or the New York one, he's opening up several tattoos parlors, and I'm trying to figure out, doesn't that take a little money to go from state to state to open these venues? And
Yeah.
but what I see in the New York one, it's party, like party this, party that, or fighting. So when is the money being made?
Right.
Unless the actual show itself is making enough to pay some of these people. I'm not sure how that works. And I guess that's how all the reality shows are, even down to the, I guess the basketball wives were really kind of out there.
Yeah, a lot of the wives shows are a lot of just a lot of arguing, or going to dinner and arguing, or going to a boutique and arguing, or somewhere where you can argue, basically.
But I guess one of the best ones that I can remember is, and I can't think of the name of it, was when Kevin Hart's had his. I'm thinking, was it where they were mimicking the reality shows?
Oh, Real Husbands of Hollywood.
Yeah, yeah, and that was funny. That was
Yeah.
funny. He seemed to have a lot of stars that came through and kept things going. So I think that was one of the better ones that I saw. Wasn't a lot of like fighting on the other ones, but it was funny. It was a funny show.
Yeah, that was more like a scripted series, that you said like mimic the how reality shows are, because a lot of the reality shows now do seem scripted. It's a lot of we're gonna have you show up here, and so that you don't like will also show up here. So have a drink in your hand, ready to throw it or something.
Yeah, this is true. This is true.
What is your favorite reality show moment?
My favorite reality show moment is, like I said, I like I guess the tattoo, Black Ink, New
Mm-hmm.
York, when, and I can't think of Caesar's old girlfriend. He went down to North Carolina to
Oh, Duchess.
Duchess to visit her folks, and they had him out in the woods there. And he said it was, it was a good time, but it was kind of strange that he was down there and the father had pulled a gun out and they were showing him how to shoot. So Caesar was kind of ready to go back to New York, because that was I guess, something different for him to be down from his place in New York down in the country.
Gotcha. I would say mine would be anything dealing with Tiffany Pollard from Flavor of Love. Because I think
Okay.
everything she says is funny. Or anything from probably Make It the Band. That's another reality show that I thought was funny. It was intense, but
Right, right.
it was interesting.
Oh, okay.
If you could put a reality show together, what would it be?
Let's see here, because most of these are, I guess, entertainment. I would like to do something in the, I guess not the, well, the banking type deal. I saw a couple of movies, I guess, years ago with Wall Street or Money Never Sleeps,
Mm-hmm.
or the I think the Wall Street Wolves, I believe.
Oh, yeah, Wolf on Wall
Wall
Street.
Street.
Yeah.
I would like to get some kind of reality show together with that. Even though those movies were great and it had a good storyline, I think it would be a teachable moment for people to see exactly how money is made
Mm-hmm.
and spent, and the partying that goes on afterwards. So that'd be my take on it.
I would do something like like The Simple Life with Paris Hilton and Nicole
Oh
Richie.
yeah, yeah.
But I
yeah.
would do it with like old black women.
Oh, okay. That would be interesting. That would be interesting. Wow.
Is there anything else?
I think we've covered it. Right, good topics. Maybe we'll save some for the next go round. It's been a pleasure reminiscing and going down memory lane.